What's up, everybody? Time for the digital marketing news this week. I'm wearing a jacket today. It's a little cold in San Diego right now. It's about 73 degrees. I like it to be more like 74, so it's just a little joke for you to start things off. It is actually a really nice day here. I have some huge news. No joke, like pretty big stuff today. This is one that you're gonna. I know I say that every week, but this week it's actually true. All right, so let's dive into it. Couple big things around Twitter. They've got this whole new feature. Lots of stuff. LinkedIn overcharged everybody. Let's get into it. Okay, so first thing is YouTube Analytics now includes traffic sources. So they didn't have this before. By the way, if you've never looked at your YouTube Analytics, it is an incredibly robust platform that gives you much more granular data than you probably ever thought was there. It's pretty cool. You should definitely check it out. But they got a new report, and it shows you where viewers' traffic is coming from. So it's in the Analytics tab in YouTube Studio, and you can see things like traffic that came from notifications, subscribers, recommendations. It's really powerful because now that we have that data, you can kind of understand what you need to do to optimize more for those areas, and we didn't have that data before. So take a look at that. What I think you'll see is most of it comes from recommendations. It's a really kind of niche thing that a lot of people don't understand about YouTube. A lot of times they try to go after YouTube search. I did that for a while. What I realized, it's most of the traffic comes from a highly recommended video. Next thing, YouTube rolls out audio ads for podcast and music audiences. So a lot of people actually just listen to YouTube. I do sometimes, you probably do as well. And so now you can run audio only ads on YouTube, and they just give you an image that you can kind of run the audio over in case somebody's also viewing it. So take a look at that if you want. It's still in the testing phase, but they say they saw a 75% lift in brand name awareness with the audio ads campaign. So something to take a look at. Okay, this is one of the big news items. Twitter introduces fleets. So this is a pretty interesting. So we've got LinkedIn stories, we've got Instagram stories, everybody's got stories now. So Twitter came out with stories. Frankly, I was really hoping that they wouldn't do this. It's such a pain to have to post a story as part of a social media marketing campaign consistently across all of these platforms. I mean, even YouTube has them now. You've probably seen the ones that I post on YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube. But anyways, so Twitter now has fleets, right? So just kind of another thing to do, another place to distribute. It's okay. We'll find a tool that allows us to do all this at once, obviously. But it's a way to post an image to Twitter that won't last forever. It's going to be interesting to see if that takes people's attention away from the feed and brings it more to the stories area. But the company says it received feedback from users who complained they didn't feel comfortable expressing their opinions on the platform. They're concerned that one day their tweets might come back to bite them, which is totally possible. We see that happen all the time. You got to be careful on Twitter. Sometimes I'll put stuff out there, and then it just kind of keeps going and going and going and going. I'm very conservative in what I put out there in the world, and generally in my views, I try to keep it in the middle. Anyways, so fleets, give that a shot. Next thing is Google moves Disavow tool to Search Console. So good news if you use the Disavow tool to keep your distance from spammy links. Google has now moved that to Search Console, so now you don't have to go some other random place to try to find that. And it's got a better user interface, the ability to download the disavow file as text, and then a new error report for uploaded files, no longer than for files that you upload, so it'll tell you if there's errors. If you don't know what the disavow file is, what happens is people blast websites with a bunch of bad links from around the internet. Google picks that up. They don't rank them as high. Because of that, it definitely happens. So you have to block them with this tool called the disavow file. And it's just kind of a pain. Google says that they ignore bad links, but in reality, they really don't, frankly. Next thing, Google Web Stories WordPress plugin gets an update. So Google has stories too, just like Twitter, right? So Google's got Google Web Stories, and they're becoming more and more prominent. You used to have AMP, Accelerated Mobile Pages, in order to get them up there. Now you don't anymore. WordPress, the biggest CMS in the world, has a plugin that allows you to distribute these stories. And now they allow you, this is the update, to support GIFs, They have more typography options, and they allow you to have video captions within the WordPress Web Stories, the Google WordPress Web Stories plugin. Next thing, Google Ads wants you to take another look at broad match. So Google, they want you to spend more money, right? Which is fine because you want to grow your business. There's nothing wrong with that. And a lot of times this advice is right. And in fact, in this case, I definitely think it is. Google's moving more towards audience-based and kind of like they want you to go more towards these general type of advertising mediums opposed to just exact match being the exact keyword, because it's very limiting and they have much more inventory and they feel like you can get a bigger return if you learn how to further refine your advertising. So what they say is if you run search ads, you might think of broad match as ugly, but you should give it another shot. So they're saying if you're using smart bidding, we'll identify existing keywords that are likely to improve performance if you switch them to broad match. So they're kind of recommending that you do smart bidding with broad match, and then that's going to allow you to have the right bid for each of the different keywords via all these different auction time signals. I will say that we have a specific strategy for doing this here, which I will not reveal in this video. But if you approach broad match the correct way, it can be great and it can have an amazing return. And I'll just leave it at that. Next thing, YouTube will insert ads into non-monetized content. Oh my gosh. Okay. So forever, right? You had the option to opt into YouTube to show ads on your channel. If you did that, they would allow you to place a link on your website or a link from the YouTube video to your website. So I never opted in. Other people did opt in because they wanted the traffic and wanted to be able to have the call to action within the video, right? It's just this little feature. You could put a link inside of a video. So now YouTube goes and they update their terms of service. And in a classic move where Google's like, well, if we just make this little change, do you know how much more inventory and revenue and money we're going to make? Is it going to make the consumers upset? Yes, but wow, what a boost to our bottom line, right? So they decided to do that, and I don't fault them for it. I feel like I knew this was coming forever. Long story short, people are going to be able to run ads on every single YouTube video now, and that's a big deal. YouTube will insert ads into non-monetized content. Big change, and something to look into further and check out those details. The changes went into effect this week. Next thing, Facebook adds duplicate content monetization option. So if you post original content on Facebook but worry that others steal your creative work and use it for their own purposes, then you'll love this news. Facebook is making it easier for you to detect duplicate content. You'll see that with the new rules inside the rights manager. So you'll be able to find duplicate content. You'll be able to approve other people to publish the content or not approve people to publish the content once Facebook automatically detects the duplicate content. Next thing, LinkedIn finds error that could have cost people 400,000 advertisers money. So in this past week, LinkedIn reported a bug in its ad reporting, and as a result, hundreds of thousands of advertisers were overcharged. So you may have been overcharged for LinkedIn ads, which I'm not super surprised by. That platform, it's really coming together, but it's been a little wonky. They're making some great changes. I am actually on our Facebook page next week. I'm doing a premiere with Microsoft, the Microsoft senior Microsoft account team that works with Ignite Visibility. And we're going to be going over all the new features within Microsoft Audience Network Advertising and LinkedIn and Microsoft Integration Advertising. It's a pre-recorded interview. It's amazing. We're going to be premiering it across YouTube and on our Facebook page on Monday. Okay, our marketer of the week is Suzanne Kounkel, who's CMO at Deloitte, for winning America's Tax Technology Firm of the Year. Really amazing story. And so I would encourage you to check out that entire profile on our website. Our software of the week is Meet Edgar, which is a really cool social media scheduling tool that allows you to kind of automate your social media scheduling. And I really enjoy it. And I like the scheduling features that they have and the ability to get out some more of that evergreen content, and then also RSS feed content and approve certain content beforehand. Like, comment, subscribe. I love chatting with you online. I really appreciate the comments. I can't wait to see you next week. Have a great one. Bye.